He's the one for me. There's no place I'd rather be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To the finish line. Everywhere you look, he's right on time. With a silent stare, raging through the open air. He's without a care. Oh, oh, everywhere you look, he's right on time. Moving to the beat. Can you feel the heat when the tires kiss the street?
Today we are going to be talking about the Ridge Racer series. I love this series. I wish it came back. I was introduced to it by the YouTuber Cadicarus. If you know him, then you know Bull. I love this series, and I want to ramble about it because I don't feel like there's many people talked about it on YouTube. So maybe this will ignite some people be like, oh, I love Ridge Racer, let me talk about it, or show them gameplay and whatever. But yeah, Ridge Racer, the first game. And I'm gonna group Revolution as well, because these two share the same problems. And start this off with, let's not start off with the problems, because that's just like, let's not get into the negatives. Let's talk about the good stuff, which is just how fun these games can be for the short amount of time that you're expected to play them, since they are very arcadey. Ridge Racer 1, especially, coming from an arcade machine, this is a great time if you're just looking for some short, fun racing, like Initial D type shit, because I'm pretty sure that's one of the main inspirations of the series, that they wanted to replicate like drifting around corners like in Initial D. And I feel like they succeeded in the later games. It's hard to talk about because there's just not much to do on here, and the same thing goes for Revolution. Like both these games don't really have much aside from unlocking cars, which you can do by either beating like the Grand Prix and Time Attack on this game and on Revolution, or just all in the other games, but just mainly those two. You can beat the Time Attack, beat the Grand Prix, and it's like, oh, this is great, this is awesome. I unlocked a bunch of stuff. Or you can just play the Galaxian minigame and unlock everything through that.
Shit.
And then it's like, what's the point in playing this fucking game? It hasn't got many tracks. In fact, it only has 3. That being beginner, intermediate, and advanced, I'm pretty sure. And then TT, which is Time Attack. If you're using a drift car, like the first car, or I think one of the last 2 cars, like the blue and yellow one, it's not. The drifting ain't great. The drifting isn't great because you will enter a drift and you'll go side to side to side to side until you straighten yourself out. And then, say you were straightened out in an angle, a certain angle, you will dart towards that, like the wall, and then just cause a really bad car crash. And that's the main gripe I have with this game. Like, the music's fantastic, and there's a lot of iconic tracks in here. I love Rare Hero, I love Ridge Rhythm, and it's just great. But man, it's just not, there just really isn't a lot in this game. And Revolution, like, the soundtracks are great. I feel like the games, the way they look is so like nice and colorful and just bright and everything. Really reminds me of like just like the summer, or just really nice sunny days with a nice breeze by the seaside, as these games kind of do like take place near beaches and stuff like that quite often. And like both of them are great. I just do not like playing them because of the way the cars feel. Like, it doesn't have good game feel, and that's such a shame because they're so iconic and just so, you know, I say iconic, they're so classic. In terms of like just the era they're from and all that, I do like them, but it's just like I wouldn't go out of my way to play both of these games. Like, Revolution feels better. I will say Revolution feels better to play. The cars feel a bit better to control and all that. But it's just like they're kind of two of the same cloth. Like, the older brother is kind of like the first mistake, and then the second brother, the younger brother, is like slightly better, but still kind of a mistake. Which is a shame that I feel about this way for these two, but who cares? Moving on to Rage Racer. This game is angry. It's angry and wants you to feel angry too, because we got car customization now. I don't know why you would be angry about that. I guess because maybe people just want to unlock cars instead of having to spend currency to unlock parts for your car. But I feel like that's a pretty good mechanic to have in these games, in these types of games, because I feel like it encourages people to do the racing, or like the time attacks, the Grand Prix, and to unlock car parts for your car. And I don't know, I feel like it's a good mechanic that should come back if they were to make a new Ridge Racer game in this current age. They should bring back the car customization and like the logo painting and all that in this. And I feel like the game's graphics, like jumping from Revolution to this game, whew, boy oh boy, it is immaculate. The PS1 just has such good textures and like just looks like, I miss when developers would actually push systems to their limit with the way that certain games look, or stylistically and stuff like that. This game looks great. I love the way this game looks. It doesn't look as good as the next game we're going to talk about, but I love the way this game looks, and the cars feel a whole lot better compared to Revolution and the first game, but they're a bit stiff. I feel like the cars are a tiny bit stiff in this game. Like, it feels good. Like, don't get me wrong. The game feel, it good, but I feel like they overtuned it a little bit. And I imagine doing the whole customization of the car will make it like looser, or more grippier or whatever, more driftier. I don't care. When playing this at the beginning, when you start this game, it sucks. It just feels a bit stiff in my opinion, and I'd imagine, again, I would just have to keep playing the Grand Prix over and over. But this is not my favorite game to go back to when I'm like feeling a little bit of Ridge Racer, on whatever day I feel like playing a Ridge Racer game. It's just not really what I want to play, but I do admire the way this game looks. It's like such an upgrade compared to the other games, and I just enjoy. I enjoy admiring it from a distance. From a distance, I'm like, Rage Racer. That's a really good game. Wouldn't play it or go out my way to play it, but it's a good game. The music is great. Oh man, I love this game's music. And one of my favorite tracks is the second replay that you hear in, like, I think Time Attack, which is like funny because it's not that long of a track, but it's such a good track. Like, I put it in a few of my videos in the past, but man, this game soundtrack is good. Like, it sounds angry. It's like it's going more heavy and like gritty and stuff like that, just much like the way this game looks. and I just love this like grittiness that this game is like going for, and yeah, it's just great. I just love the way this game is, the attitude that this exudes and everything, especially with like the cover design here. It's just great. It's just lovely. Moving on to my favorite game in the series, Ridge Racer Type 4. I have such a deep personal connection with Ridge Racer Type 4. Like, I honestly, I don't even know where to begin. At the beginning. This is the game that fully got me into the franchise, like, proper. I heard its soundtrack in like a few things, I believe. It's either that or I saw the gameplay and I was like, oh, this game looks pretty neat. I like the way it looks, especially. I think this is one of the best looking PS1 games yet, or ever. And because of all the lighting and just I don't know, it's just something about the way this game looks. It really helps with just the way it presents itself, and we will get onto the soundtrack, but the way this game presents itself, the confidence, the yellow backgrounds and everything. I love the way this game just it's yellow, it's just splashed like nearly everywhere, and it's so good. Like, you can see it on the back of the case here and all that. And like the portraits when you're doing Grand Prix with certain teams, I've been wanting to either learn or like commission someone to make a profile picture of, like, I don't know, one of my shitty selfies or something like that, so I can have that as like my branding, I guess. Because I just love the way this game's like aesthetic, or just like its visual design is. Although I wouldn't say it's the best. I wouldn't say it's the best in the series, but it's one of my favorites. The tracks in this game, I generally love them. I love all of them. Like, well, not all of them. Not all of them, but they are great. They're so varied. There's so much to like see and do. Well, I say do, you're racing, but there is so much to like personality in them, because it's like, oh, there's like a festival going on over here, or there's like, you know, these giant Namco like mascots hit, like Pac-Man, Dig Dugs, like monsters and everything. It's just nice seeing them like around here, and Phantom Mile, because Klonoa was like coming out around here, the same time as this game, or it was out, and they just decided to throw him in. And yeah, the track designs are great. The cars, fantastic. I love each of the cars because they are so like cool looking, and the ones that you unlock later are just like super like, whoa, that's like neat. Although you do have to play the Grand Prix like over and over again to like, with the different like manufacturers, to unlock the cars, which is a bit of a like, could have done better in terms of progression, but I don't care because this game is fun as hell. I love going back to this game over and over again. It's just so fun, and the main reason why I love going back to this game over and over is its soundtrack. I don't know what the fuck they took to make this music. It's so fucking good though. I've been putting it occasionally in my videos, and if you watch some of my old live streams when I'm like grinding or we're stuck at it a bit and I decided let's just put some music on. I would put on the Ridge Racer soundtrack, and the Ridge Racer Type 4 soundtrack, oh, it's sex. Some of my favorite tracks are Move Me, Your Vibe, Quiet Curves, Silhouette Dance. Love them, and I don't think there's a game with a better soundtrack, or even a better racing game with a better soundtrack. I don't think anything tops Ridge Racer Type 4's soundtrack. This game, mwah, mwah, love it. But yeah, this game is just my favorite Ridge Racer, and I don't think it can ever be topped. But going back to what I was saying, that the visual design or like the menu design and everything, I was gonna say it's the best, but I feel like Ridge Racer Type 5, I always do that. Whenever I'm talking about Ridge Racer and I go from Type 4 to talk about 5, I always say Type 5. Maybe they should get rid of the fucking type. Ridge Racer 5, really like the way this game looks. Like, but the game looks fantastic. Like, for early PlayStation 2, I'm not sure if it was a launch PS2 game or not, but Ridge Racer 5, I don't know what they did. This is like what I mean with like pushing consoles to their limit, especially back then, with how they make games look. Man, if you look at the opening for Ridge Racer 5, it is so goddamn beautiful. It's black magic. It's black magic how they did that, because it looks like early PS3. It looks early PS3, and this game came out in like what, 2001 or 2000, something like that. It's like, and the game itself, even not even just the opening cinematic, which I'm pretty sure is done in game. It's not actually CG. It's done in game, but the game itself looks so goddamn good. Like, I am genuinely impressed by the way this game looks. I just kind of wish it was impressive in terms of gameplay as well. The game goes back to what Ridge Racer 1 and Revolution did with the evolving track design, where you start off with one bit of the track, and then as you go on through the Grand Prix, as they get harder, it kind of just is the same like area, but it just gets bigger. You kind of go through the same like areas, or just different areas on the same map. And I kind of wish they didn't do that. I understand they probably didn't have the resources to make like other maps like they did for Ridge Racer 4, but it just is kind of disappointing. And the way the cars feel, I'm not sure why, because I'm pretty sure they're meant to control the exact same as Type 4, but the cars in Ridge Racer 5, I don't know why, I just don't really like the way they feel, to do with how the camera is when you're playing in third person and not first person. The way the camera looks, and just how the cars control, especially when you're drifting, it's not like Ridge Racer Revolution or 1, but it's something that's just like preventing me from having a fun time doing the drifts around corners and stuff like that, like I do in Type 4. There's just something preventing me from like enjoying it fully. Again, this game controls and feels great. The music especially is great. I love the Boom Boom Satellite song, but the rest of the soundtrack is like super good. Like, I love the soundtrack a lot, and the cars, they look amazing. Again, this game is so visually beautiful for early PlayStation 2. I don't know how they did it, but Namco be the best at doing that kind of shit, you know? The same thing with Tekken. Around the time, especially around this time as well, of the PlayStation 2. I love the way the Tekken games look on PlayStation 2. They look so good, and I feel like you kind of lose the look that Tekken was going for back then when they reached 6. But we're not talking about Tekken, we're talking about Ridge Racer. But yeah, I really do like Ridge Racer 5. There's just some things I wish they just, would change about the way the cars feel. I kind of just wish they just stuck with what they had with Type 4, because Type 4, again, is probably the best feeling racing game I've ever played. and I just kind of wish the rest of the series would follow suit. And they kind of do. They kind of go back to feeling that way with 7/6, because 7. Oh, if you're wondering why I don't have Ridge Racer 6, this is just this game is just the same thing. It's just an expanded Ridge Racer 6. So, yeah. But yeah, Ridge Racer 5, good game, fantastic game. Just wish it had some additions to what it just had some of the things that Ridge Racer Type 4 had. But yeah, I like this game. It's a decent time. And let's talk about 7. But before I talk about 7, as I throw it over there, I fucking hate the PlayStation 3. I hate recording for the PlayStation 3. I don't hate the PS3 in general, but the PlayStation 3 itself, recording for it, is horrible. I had to do so many fucking shutdowns because I have a 60 gigabyte PS3. That's the only reason why I have like PS2 games, really. If I had a PlayStation 2 and a soldering kit and I could just put a HDMI and all that, I would have done that by now. I would have done that and I would have just been hunky-dory and all that. But because I have a 60 gigabyte PS3, I just want to like do things in like HD for now through that. I hate recording on there because it constantly fucking shuts down, and I don't know why it does that. I know I think that was a problem when it came out, but yeah, the fan as well. Fuck the PS3 fan. Like, people joke about the PS4 fan. PS3 is way worse. It's way worse, and it's a fat piece of shit. Right, before I start Rage Racer, I want to check out the Namco demo disc that came with my copy of the game. And I brought it back in my little local shop last year. Was it last year or this year? Whatever. Let's look at this. So there should be a few games on here. That's a really weird logo. I don't like it. There should be a few games on here. I think Soul Edge, or the first Soul Calibur, is here. We got Tennis Smash Court, Namco Museum, Soul Blade, not Soul Edge. Let's check it out. I really don't like that logo. If you think you're a fighter. Oh. Right, so I'm just gonna give up on playing the Namco demo disc. There's not even about them anyways, so yeah. You gotta be fucking kidding me. This game feels stiff. Like, it has... Like, I will say, god damn, and... Okay. I'm gonna drag my other PS3 in. Hang on. I just realized I wasn't recording. By the way, this is how it sounds. I don't know how to fix that. Yeah. So, Ridge Racer 7. For the last numbered entry in this series, it was okay. It incorporated a lot of stuff that happened after the like PS2, because I know there was like PSP games, and I have played one of them through, I think, the PlayStation Plus catalog. I didn't purchase it because I'm a broke bitch. But yeah, this game, I don't know how I feel about it, because it really does, because it's a good feeling game. I'll give it this. This game is probably one of the better feeling games. It's not Ridge Racer Type 4, but it's like it's pretty much just a modern racing game at this point, where it still has like the old controls where you have to press X to accelerate and all that, but the feel for it is pretty good. I like the way this game looks for an early PlayStation 3 game, I assume, I'm pretty sure. An early PS3 game, very good looking. I really like the way this game looks. Has like a nice ethereal vibe to it, with like the bloom and just like some of the like trees and textures and stuff like that. I really like the way this game looks. Soundtrack is a bit lacking. I will say. There is some licensed songs in here, which is like okay, but I'm more of a fan of Ridge Racer's original songs, and it's not the best. There's like one track I do like from R7 or RR7, but like if it's only one track I do truly like in this game, and that kind of just tells for what the soundtrack is. Again, it's not bad, but it's not. It really does not hit the same like brain septors that the other games do or have. The track design, though, I'm glad they went back and had multiple tracks, like in Type 4 and I assume Rage Racer. I didn't get far in Rage Racer, but I'm glad they didn't do just the evolving track design from like 1, Revolution, and 5. But again, it's like the tracks are kind of uninteresting though. You go through like a factory, you go through like a wilderness area in like one of the tracks, and it's just not that interesting compared to some of the other games, especially Type 4. I'm going to be glazing Type 4 this whole video, but for Type 4, like that is just like the prime example of how you should do tracks, where it's like super different like areas and different like layouts and everything, and you have like a load of Namco Easter eggs. There is a bunch of them, but they're like in the manufacturers, I'm pretty sure. You got like Asteros from like Soul Calibur, and I'm pretty sure you got like a few Tekken ones in here as like manufacturers or like teams, and it's cool. I don't know how I feel about Ridge Racer 7 in general, because it brings back a lot of things from the previous games, like car customization from Ridge Racer or Rage Racer. They bring that back. They have multi-track design. They bring back a lot of classic tracks like from Ridge Racer 1 and all that. But it's just like, this game doesn't really have a personality. And then I think that's the soundtrack kind of doing it. The soundtrack doesn't really have the oomph that Ridge Racer needs to properly have personality. And it's kind of sad. But I do enjoy the game regardless, because it's probably the best feeling in terms of like, if you want to just talk about like on this, like fundamentally and just objectively, this is probably the best feeling Ridge Racer game for more modern players. But I don't know, this one just kind of lacks personality. Like the cover and all that doesn't really have that personality. And I think, well, not that I think, we have one more game to talk about. Because I have a Nintendo Switch, I realized I could play Ridge Racer 64. Ridge Racer 64 is actually pretty good. I was kind of surprised that it's it was as good as I thought, because I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a kind of a lesser game. It wasn't gonna play as good or whatever compared to all the others, but it actually has decent game feel, which I'm surprised by. I'm surprised at how nice feeling the cars are, and this is I'm pretty sure before Type 4, so it's even before or after, but it's just like, damn, they did pretty good. It's a shame that the tracks that they use, despite being in like different areas, it is just like this kind of the same problem that I have with Ridge Racer 1, Revolution, and 5, where it's just 3 tracks and they just evolve, which may not be a problem for folks, but for me that is like a really big detriment, because I love variation. I love having different like tracks to learn all the twists and turns to, and if you're just gonna do the same track but it just gets bigger slightly, then I'm not gonna like it. But yeah, Ridge Racer 64 is a decent time. It does have a few things that I do miss, like car customization. You can only really change like the color of your car for custom, like proper customization. But I do wish they had like a whole currency system, like they did with Ridge Racer 7 and well, I mean that's a later title, but with Rage Racer, which would have been appropriate to say then. But with Rage Racer, you get a currency system as you go through the Grand Prix. You know, you do all that. I kind of wish they had that. It just feels weird with the Ridge Racer series, always like going forward with a feature, and then they would go backwards, like afterwards of the next entry, because it's like, oh, we're gonna add this, but then we're gonna remove it in the next game. It just doesn't really make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It's like Fortnite, where they just release a really good thing and people love it, but because pro players are complaining, they're like, okay, we'll remove it, and everyone else is like, what the fuck? But yeah, the Ridge Racer series, I love. I just really wish they would bring it back. I know we almost had a Nintendo Switch game back in 2017, but it kind of just, from like footage and like screenshots, it kind of just looked like a upgraded, or just like a more HD, or just like a smaller scaled version of Ridge Racer 7, which just isn't what people want. What people want with Ridge Racer is just a fun arcade game, arcadey type drifting racing game with online. Like, honestly, if they were to just re-release natively, by the way, if they were to re-release Ridge Racer Type 4 with like just natively on all consoles, not even like a remaster or whatever, it's just natively with online, I would buy that in a fucking heartbeat, because I want this franchise to come back. And I may be a more kind of a recent fan, because I've only really started properly playing the games back in like, what, 2022 or something like that. Like, I emulated Type 4 on my PS Vita, and from there I just kind of started playing. But yeah, I may be a slightly new fan, but having owned all these games and played them, I really want it to come back. Like, Namco, I know Namco really didn't know what the fuck to do with the franchise after 7, because they made some weird like underground game where you do like destruction stuff, and the last game was a mobile game, which is really sad. Back in, I believe 2016, that was the last Ridge Racer game. It was a mobile game that you can't download anymore because it's delisted. And Ridge Racer 3D, which is a 3DS game, I'm pretty sure isn't good. So it's like, and then like I already spit out like one idea that I could have done, which is an online version of like one of the classic games, or just, you know, something like that. But if they were to make a new bona fide Ridge Racer game, to be honest, there really isn't much you can do, because I think nowadays the racing genre in general, with like Forza and all that, it's just kind of stagnant. It's not falling down, but it's just kind of stagnant, and there's not much appeal or of an audience to make these games for, so they don't really see any reason or profit in making these things, which is sad, because if you got the composers, the artists and all that to come together, make a new game, and you properly present it as this really confident, really cool, funky, fun, house bopping racing game where you do a bunch of like initial D drifts, and you can like, if you incorporate the nitro system, you can like boost off and all that, you know, without any of the gimmicky sort of like, oh, you have item boxes or whatever. It's just pure racing with drifting and all that. I feel like you could sell a decent amount, but you can't. It's just, again, the market now is really stagnant, and unlike Sega, where they're like, okay, you know what, now's the time to make a new Virtua Fighter, where we can finally, you know, properly evolve like the fighting game genre, or in a way, not like fully, but in some type of way, because that's the only reason why they haven't made a Virtua Fighter, is because there isn't really a way to properly evolve the fighting genre. So with Ridge Racer, I feel like there isn't a way to properly evolve the racing genre without doing something that will probably piss like purists or people or just anyone off, or just make anyone interested. Because there's very few, I feel like there's very few Ridge Racer fans out in the world now, and if you're one of them, hello. But yeah, anyways, go play the Ridge Racer games. They're fun. If you haven't played a Ridge Racer game, I highly recommend Type 4, or you go play 5, or just whatever the fuck you want to play. Hell, it could be an APK version of the last Ridge Racer game, which is I don't know why you want to play that. I do highly recommend a video that I'm going to show up on the screen. I forgot the channel's name, but I highly recommend this video because it is such a good like deep dive and like very well articulated like perspective on the Ridge Racer franchise from someone who's like done magazine articles on the franchise. You should really go check it out. It's actually such a good video. I love that video so much. And yeah, just go play Ridge Racer. It's really fun, and just listen to the music. Either play the games or listen to the music. You kind of like with the games, you kind of just buying the soundtrack with a racing game attached to it. So yeah, hopefully that video was decent and you enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe, because I really do enjoy making these kinds of videos where I just get to ramble and like let my brain just, you know, spout words off and go off in different directions where I can just talk about shit, about my favorite stuff. And I'm really having a lot of fun making these, and just ranting about stuff I love. So if you really enjoy that kind of stuff, subscribe, because I'm going to continue making more on this stuff, about things I love. I'm thinking of remaking my first rambling video, because it wasn't focused at all. But yeah, we'll see in the future. So yeah, whether it's the day, night or afternoon, stay safe out there and have some fun with Ridge Racer. Yeah. Hey, what's up guys? Hope you enjoyed the video. I really did enjoy making that. That was fun just to talk about Ridge Racer, one of my favorite franchises in the world. And hopefully it resonates with you guys as always, because that's what I make these videos for. I want to resonate with people. I want to be able to talk about this stuff with people like-minded individuals, you know. And that's just like the meat and bones of this channel. I just want to have people to talk to. But yeah, regardless, I hope you enjoyed the video. I have some things to ask regarding streaming and just things in general, like how your day's been, or so far your year. How's your year been? Hopefully it's doing okay, and things are looking up for the rest of the year. We're getting close to September, and that means back to school for certain folks, which sucks, but that means when you get back home, you can just sit, relax, and be like, oh, I wonder if Razor Blade uploaded, and it's been like 3 weeks, and I haven't uploaded anything. But yeah, I do want to ask regarding streaming. I was thinking of reigniting my Twitch account again, because I heard through the grapevine that there may be a way for people who don't have like Twitch affiliate or partner to be able to earn a little bit of dosh, just a few pennies, through just, you know, having ads on their streams or whatnot. And whilst I don't like Twitch ads because they are actually cancer and actually are the worst because of how many you're given, I know you can adjust that, or like adjust out, like, you know, on your end, on my end, so you can have like the lowest amount, so you wouldn't really get much, but as long as people still are able to watch the streams, you know. But I was just wondering, if I were to stream to Twitch, it would allow me to do a little bit more with like customization and everything, and making the streams a bit more personal, like for me at least. If that's something you would like to watch and like go to, I do have a second channel up just in case this does like go through with you guys, where I'll upload the VODs in full and maybe cut down on boring parts or whatever, but like, yeah, I'll upload the VODs in full, and you can just watch them if you've missed them, or you want to rewatch something and see your favorite moments, because that could also be a clip channel as well. But that's only if this goes off and I can manage to do all that. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to ask, because I know it's been a while since I last streamed. I've just been thinking about how I want to go about it and how I want my streams to look and all that in terms of like layout, because I do want to make them very more me. I want me in there, like I want Razor Blade, you know, or if you know me on TikTok, I want the Jacques in there. So there's going to be a bit of configuration going on with how streams will look, and just in terms of like the attitude and all that. But yeah, that's just all I wanted to ask. There was something else, but it literally left my mind. I'm gonna start thinking about what I'm gonna do for the next video, which will be the remake of my first rambling video, because that one's not good. That one wasn't good, but it will be immaculate next time, because I'm gonna actually talk about things. And yeah, it's still going to be unscripted, because I don't do scripts. Scripts are boring. I don't like structure. The only way I'm going to structure it is through my brain, and that's how I'll try to remember it. But yeah, it's like, what, 2 a.m? Almost 2 a.m. I'm going to render this and upload this. So yeah, like I said, whether it's a day, night, or afternoon, stay safe out there. Follow me on TikTok, because I upload there frequently. Not as frequent as anymore, but like I upload on that. If you want to see more of me. And yeah, enjoy your day, your night, or afternoon. Eat some cereal, or eat something healthy, and go play Ridge Racer. Oh, and also check out Greyfruit on YouTube. He made a very funny series on Demon Souls, the original, because I don't think he's ever played it. He knows some things from it, but I recently watched it. Funny as shit. I love his laugh. It's actually so endearing. And yeah, check out Greg Stewart's video on Ridge Racer and just his other videos as well. And yeah, go watch those channels and then go back to mine and check out my stuff, because like, you know, I'm cool like those guys. Okay, good night. Bye.